All right, we're moving into public hearings. Resolution number 25-283, public hearing to authorize the mayor to sign SPLI LLC project development agreement. So,
I guess don't have to do it.
Yeah, David.
They already got something on the screen for us.
All right. Like the logo.
Thank you. David Horath, it's good to be back before you. My address, now I get to give an Alabama address for the first time in public, 4865 Arrowhead Landing Road, Suite 3, Mooresville, Alabama. Thank you. It's been a year of working through the process here in Decatur, and I cannot compliment more all levels of staff, elected officials that have met with us, Decatur Utilities, through this journey. As you know, and as I presented last time, I've traveled throughout the world doing developments. There's been very few places where I've had the level of collaboration and partnership to do something special, something that creates a place where really people from all stages and walks of life can live together. In most municipalities, when I go across the country doing what we do, it's illegal to create a place where you can have people that are exiting college and getting their first rental, their first townhome, their first condo, or their single-family house, all living together in a neighborhood. So I'm very, very grateful to be here. We wanted to share just a couple quick updates. The only big change is our name. Last time I was before you was DCC. That was just a placeholder. We've named this project Southbrook in Decatur, Alabama, to join, we believe, over the next century, the historic neighborhoods that have made Decatur so special. Just a few things to look at. The plan still remains largely intact. We're continuing to work with P. Wright McAnally on our Phase 1 plan. We hope to break ground come the springtime of 2026, with the first houses going vertical end of 26, beginning of 27. Next slide. As I mentioned just a moment ago, the diversity of product housing. There's not another project in the entire state of Alabama, and I will argue throughout the Southeast, that meets this product diversity in one project. 80 acres, approximately 400 to 500 units. And next slide, please. Just a couple of renderings to remind the quality, the care, and the attention to details. Next slide. Of different aspects throughout the development. And then our last slide here being the new neighborhood center, Southbrook Square, that will actually be placed in a tree grove that's been a part of this golf course for over 100 years, when the land transferred from private ownership to become a community cornerstone that is taking on new life. A few statistics about the project as we've spent time looking at, reflecting, and thinking about what's going to be created here. It will house over 1,250 people in this development that will be built over the next 10 to 15 years. We anticipate, based on various feedback group professionals, that approximately 450 people will work in the commercial buildings in this development. Total construction economic impact is anticipated to be upwards of $1 billion. Over 4,000 construction-related jobs with approximately $160 million in wages, approximately $13.75 million in local economic activity, annual property taxes of approximately $2.2 million a year, sales tax of $1.7 million per year, nearly $40 million of investment by our development company over the next decade. I'm here to answer any questions that you may have about this project.
Where else have you done this?
So we have four what we call T&Ds, traditional neighborhood developments. One is a decade in the making called Stevens Valley up in Williamson and Davidson County. If y'all are familiar with Loveless Cafe, it's a hotspot, or Natchez Trace. It terminates at our site. We're surrounded three sides by the Federal Parkway. That project is over 1,200 units. It's a 25-year project where all the proceeds go to a charitable Christian trust. But it's based on this model. Another project is Nolensville Town Square, where ourselves, and that project too was with a partner, Rochford Realty. Nolensville Town Square. Nolensville is between Antioch and Brentwood in the sub-Nashville suburbs. It's 2465, and it's right in the middle, is a suburban sprawl traditional neighborhood. We were asked to come in and reimagine the heartbeat of the town. And so we started with a square and are under construction with that project, and recently engaging a commercial operator for the entire commercial core of that. It's about 30 acres. We also are doing a project over in Huntsville, 411 acres. It'll be 4,500 units. It's building a town where all of West Huntsville is setting the new standard. And Councilman Meredith said this is not only a flagship for West Huntsville, but for North Alabama. So we're pretty excited. This has 2 transects. That has 6. So 6 different levels of product offerings. So we have been a company that's been in operation for over 15 years. About 10 years ago, making the shift to a more inclusive development pattern and attacking the problem of suburban sprawl that is plaguing America.
So out of all the locations that you just stated that you're currently working on or have already put in place, how many of those locations have had the municipalities or the counties have to give you some sort of contribution to bringing that to the community?
Yes, sir. One county, the Nolensville project, was a rewrite of the zoning code, which was a significant lift. Like I mentioned before, it's illegal to do these types of projects. We were a major impetus of that project. In Huntsville is also exceeding this contribution significantly to ensure that this project can occur and happen. These projects not only require a ton of our investment on a regular basis, but also produces a lot of economic impact and sets standards, being that you're taking a lot more risk to come into a municipality that hasn't seen this type of development before. But we are very excited about the prospects here in Decatur.
Did you estimate the economic impact at over $1 billion?
When you take into all aspects of, so economic providers ask you to fill out a variety of inputs, and then they supply multipliers. But yes, sir, based on the type of housing, the value of the housing, and based on the length of time, that is what they have projected. Yes, sir.
And what we would be voting on would be specifically infrastructure improvements to the site, around the site. It's in a phased approach, I think over 5 years.
Yes.
The total cost of the city being around $3.56 million. Our partners at DU are also contributing
Correct.
to the project as well. Do you mind kind of walking through why I like the phased approach, but kind of through the phase?
Absolutely. So this part of, so I am not aware of a single improvement that is on your list that is solely the cause of our project, meaning there are other elements in the utility infrastructure that were in need of repair or redundancy. And so we are, as a part of this project, the initial phases do not require any improvement. They require prep for the major improvement of the widening of Country Club Road, which will be across the entire length of the project. That area has a lot of traffic issues and that are ongoing. I know the city is making a significant and substantial increase at the intersection. The phased approach is really driven by the road work being the major impetus, whereas the sewer force main is almost, I believe, 50 years old, that was running through the site. Relocating that, finding an area that no development will actually occur on it, and the water improvements and so forth. So it is not a single action that all needs to happen at once. Our developments are typically slow growth. To do what you see in the pictures, if you're track building, it goes much quicker. It's much faster, and usually everything needs to happen at once. But we have time to prepare and time to get to each of those major significant milestones.
And I also want to note, this would require construction to begin September 2026, so we're relatively close to that, but it'd be pretty soon.
That's correct. There are milestones within the document to ensure that we are performing and meeting all the obligations along the way.
How many of these units are you going to be renting for this project, or is it all when you're renting? You're going to purchase anything? They're going to purchase some of the homes, or they're going to purchase some of the units? Can you walk us through that process as well?
Correct. We have intended this to be a mostly purchase for sale product. There is a small component near the square here where it would make sense to have rental play, but if we can't find a partner that will deliver at the quality of this neighborhood and meet the architectural standards alone, knocks off not only just most apartment players, most publicly traded builders in America, and I know this because I've had many conversations over the last decade with a lot of them who don't want to put in the effort, the money, and the commitment of what makes these historic places special. If you put up just a Class C or B rental play here, it destroys everything that's being created. So we have self-submitted to standards and a third-party town architect as a part of our RD package that will ensure that they have to deliver on what was promised, on what was held here before y'all. And if they don't, then we will not put that in this project, and it will be all switched to a for sale product.
It also references any change in the master plan would go before both planning and council.
That's correct.
So it seems like a really good project coming to the city. I mean, people that are my age right now, that are getting out of college and getting into the workforce or creating their business, they're struggling to find homes right now, and so are several other people. And the city of Decatur and Madison and Huntsville and Athens and everybody else is eventually going to see a tremendous amount of growth because Huntsville is getting, Space Command. That's 30,000 jobs that's going to be coming here. We're getting the FBI expansion, and that's a tremendous amount of people coming here. So I think this project will hopefully boost our population.
We hope so. The access on the south side of Decatur, coming across 65 and the Priceville exit and entering that, we think is a great location for this growth, to not add to any challenges that currently exist. The traffic study that was presented before you as we came through the study demonstrated that the vast majority of the people were anticipated to use the 67 and I-65 routing versus coming over the Decatur Bridge. Yes, sir.
Any other questions about this agreement? Herman, you got anything to add?
No, he did an excellent job. Of course, we'll see you next Monday morning for another presentation. This is good.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.